We're on the highway, headed to Mount Rushmore. I started the video a little late because we just had the perfect view, but you'll get a better view. We're gonna go into the park in just a minute. It's right through those trees though. Today we're headed to, the plan is Mount Rushmore and Devil's Tower. We'll see how it all works out. It's pretty warm. It's 89 right now, Fahrenheit, and it's only 11:30 a.m. So it'll definitely be getting warmer. And I'll flip you around. We just paid for, well, we just got a ticket for parking, and you can see Mount Rushmore right there as we just drive in. This one is only $10 for parking, and that's the only fee to come in, so pretty inexpensive compared to a lot of parks. And we saw a lot of neat views and bridges, even just driving this far in from Rapid City. So pretty neat. I'll keep you updated on today. Another great view. We're just right at the entrance. We parked, walked up, and voila. We walked to the end here. There it is. We hiked the Presidential Trail. It's 0.6 miles, 422 steps to get as close of a view as you can. You're pretty much up underneath the facial features of the statues. It was nice. It was a fun hike. We even did it with some small children. One of them wanted to be carried, but that's just because they wanted to be carried. So definitely family friendly is my point.
And one side has no steps. Like yes. It's a loop, so if you go one way it's super easy, if you go the other way it's mildly difficult.
Right.
I carried the child. It wasn't bad. Yes.
And I think it did have a sign saying no strollers, but they did allow wheelchairs on the ramp side. And on this trail we did see people with lots of dogs. So that is an option as well. I appreciate that once you pay $10 to park, that is that. They don't penny you to get on the trail and penny you for a bus ride or anything like that. $10 park, that's all you pay, and you're good to go.
I love you, but I really need GPS.
And we need GPS because we're gonna go get pizza. Another thing we did yesterday was go to Tally's Spoon for breakfast. It was very good. I got gluten-free French toast. They also had bacon. And what did you have for breakfast?
Chicken fried steak.
He had chicken fried steak. Did you like it?
It was great. It was very thick for a chicken fried steak.
He has very high expectations. And his parents had pancakes. They looked good. Your mom did. No, your mom had an omelet. It looked really good. His dad had pancakes. Did he? Why am I thinking somebody had pancakes? I think it's because I was debating between French toast and pancakes.
I don't think anyone had pancakes, huh?
I don't think so. But they have this option where instead of butter, you can get ice cream. And it's like, because you can.
That's the explanation. It's because you can.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. But I highly recommend Tally Spoon. Maybe call ahead. There was a little bit of a wait, but it was well worth it. Ours is only a 30-minute wait. And
which is fine because we waited 15 minutes for my parents anyway.
Yeah, we got there a little early before them so that we could go and get on the list. And remember, we are traveling during the COVID-19 pandemic, so I can't promise that they always have this problem. They had tables that had to be closed for social distancing. So normally I think they could have seated everyone who was in line. They just can't right now. Obviously I can't predict the future. I don't know how long this is going to last or what the new normal is going to look like in the future. But for now, that's what it looks like. For lunch today, when we were out near Mount Rushmore, we went to Cruiser's Pizza, had a very good gluten-free pizza, and everyone else loved their pizzas as well. You had a sub.
I did have a sub.
It was a little small. I didn't think it looked very big.
Yeah, but I wasn't super hungry. We just got done hiking. It was kind of hot.
Yeah. And the kids had spaghetti, and it was like, they both ate pretty well, so I guess it was good. Lawrence County. I've never formally introduced what this is on YouTube. up for his cousin's wedding, which was last night. And we just decided to extend it a few days and check out the Black Hills and get out of Houston for a little while.
There's a hurricane coming currently.
There is, on the day we're supposed to fly back. So we'll see how that goes. Not only is there one hurricane coming, there are 2 hurricanes coming for Houston at the moment. So we'll see how that plays out. We may be sitting somewhere, I don't know where, for a few more days. But yeah, this is my husband Lawrence, so you'll see him on pretty much all of my adventures probably for the rest of my life. But yeah, we got married in March of 2020, so about 5 months ago. Tomorrow will be 5 months. And you haven't seen a wedding vlog or anything because we just did a small, less than 10 people wedding, and we will have the big celebration in 1 month. So we tried to wait COVID out a little bit and make it safe for more people to gather. But yeah, that's who he is. We just crossed the Wyoming state line. The speed limit jumped to 80 and the roads got significantly bumpier. We're slowing down now because there's construction, but this is my first time in Wyoming, not his first time. But it's really pretty news.
We're finally out of the smoke cloud from the current Colorado fires, which is nice.
Yes, that's why everything has looked so foggy on every video so far.
It limits visibility to about 5 miles, and now it's probably about 20. So it made a big difference for us.
We are at Devil's Tower. There you go. In Wyoming.
Yep.
And we're doing the 2.8 mile hike. It's the more difficult of the 2 trails. It's the unpaved.
Because she loves me.
Yes, this is strictly because I love him. I would never do stuff like this without him. I am not in shape at all. So when I'm dying on this trail, and I inform you of that, don't judge. So here we go. He's so happy.
I am. I get to take my woman hiking.
This is our first time hiking together. It's today. And yeah, I mean, I think it'll be fun. Another thing we did in Rapid City was Waitiki Water Park. And we had fun. It was small, but it was only $20 a person. It's a little more expensive if you're not staying at the hotel right there by it. We didn't have anything to do that evening. I did not bring my waterproof camera. I didn't bring my GoPro. I'm just doing everything on my iPhone. But he got me a new iPhone. So I have a nicer one now to do that with. And so I didn't take my phone or anything with me, so you don't have any footage of it. But it was just a small water park, 3 water slides, a lazy river, activity pool, hot tub.
With little to no lifeguard supervision or rules. So if you're an adult looking for kind of a more relaxing time, you can have a lot of fun on the slides.
Yeah, there were seriously no rules about the slides. He would ride in front, which you can assume he weighs more than I do.
A bit.
And like, they didn't care. We'd go backwards. He'd be in the front. He'd be in the back.
4 people on a tube.
Yeah.
All sorts of weird stuff.
Seriously, like, they had no rules. The only thing they said you couldn't do is ride down face first on the body slide, because they said you'll knock your teeth out. We crashed into people crashed into us because they would tell you to go before you actually should go, because most water parks are like 1 person on a slide at a time, and that's the reason a lot of water parks end up getting shut down, because people crash into each other and get hurt. So honestly, we wouldn't be surprised if that water park is not in business in the future. Personally, we would not take small children with us. If we did, we'd be very, very like strict as far as they had to stay with us. So what I'm comparing this to is Great Wolf Lodge. I went there with some family 2 years ago. No, it couldn't be that long ago. I guess it was last summer. And I trusted for the 10-year-old to go around on their own. That is really pretty. It's pretty. And I would not do that here. I would stay with the 10-year-old the entire time. There's also a kids park. We didn't go in the kids park.
We're not tripping.
Yeah.
They had a weight limit of 100 pounds.
Oh, yeah. Definitely didn't go in the area with the weight limit of 100 pounds. That would be breaking a lot more rules. But yeah, so it was good for us for like an evening, but honestly, after about an hour, we were even bored. I think it was probably about at max capacity because people were running out of tubes and stuff. But the waits were still really short, so we enjoyed it. It's just something fun to do for the evening. So for example, the hot tub, which is not an adult hot tub, lots of kids were in it, and the lazy river had no lifeguard. So that was just something to keep in mind if you have small kids with you. You just want to keep a close eye on them, but it is very small, so that's not hard to do. So just some information so you can decide if that's a good fit for you and your friends and family. I know for the two of us, we're grown adults, so when a grown man that probably, how much weight would you say that man was that hit us?
The one that hit us first probably weighed at least 320.
So yeah, the man that ran into our tube probably weighed 320, and then we got hit by a second person on the same time.
Smaller person.
They were much smaller. It was a kid. But that would just scare me if, say, a 7-year-old was on that ride by themselves. I would not want a grown man bumping their tube. But we had fun. We didn't get hurt. He hit the side one time with his arm, but he's fine. Yeah. We're probably, how far would you say into the trail? Maybe 0.7 miles?
Yeah.
And it's a pretty good view of the tower right there. Really cute. Really pretty. Still really pretty views out this way. Really pretty view right here. Do you think we're halfway?
Oh yeah.
So we're halfway through the 2.8 most likely. We don't know exactly. We don't have anything tracking it, but we think so based on time and how we haven't really stopped.
You see the two. There's another one that's laying down. We'll occasionally stick up its ear about halfway in between.
And there's a bee.
There is a big fly.
Oh. We were just hiking and just saw these deer. Hopefully you can hear me because I don't want to talk very loud and scare them off. Oh, they're running. I think we scared them. We finished the 2.8 mile hike. How would you categorize it?
I'd categorize it as fairly easy. It took us just barely over an hour. We took a couple breaks to, you know, take pictures and such. It does make the mistake of at the start, no matter which way you go around the loop, it immediately goes downhill. So you're finishing with a hard uphill climb, which is a little unfortunate. But honestly, the uphill part, it's not as long as it could be. They do give you, you know, it's up, break, so it's not too bad.
Yep, that's fair. So we did Red Bed's Trail. Here's some information about it. Here's a little bit of a map. When driving through the Black Hills, it is $25 to get into this section of the park. For 2 people in a car anyway. So that's what we did. So last time we did the red loop, now we're doing the smaller loop at Hugs. So we have a lot better views of the tower now. So this tower is known for how the formation is, one, really tall and nothing around here really sticks up like that, but also how parallel the ridges are. And apparently it's been in some movies, but I don't know what movies. But the views are still really pretty. A lot of dead trees right now, but still pretty. So between the two trails, that's 4.1 miles of hiking. And we finished it all in 2 hours. So apparently that's not a great pace. I took some breaks, made some videos, took some pictures, FaceTimed some family.
We had fun.
Yeah. And so both trails are a loop, so it's kind of hard to say at the end of one trail, but for us it was the end. For some people it could be the beginning. There's a good spot to take a picture in the boulder field on the smaller inner loop.
If you go right, it's at the start. If you go left, it's at the end.
Yeah.
But fantastic picture spot.
Yeah. So some people were really nice, took a picture for us. As far as COVID and pandemic restrictions go for this, the visitor center was closed, and along with like all the gift shops or anything like that around Devil's Tower. So for us, it didn't really matter because the signs for what the trails are and everything are still listed like out. You don't need to go in the visitor center to know that information, as you guys saw in the video. And the only thing it really impacts, I would say, is like we couldn't grab a book about where we're at, which sometimes I like to get a book, and you couldn't register to do the rock climbing beyond the boulder field.
Yeah, you could.
How?
There's a little station you drop it in, just like the parking earlier today.
Oh.
You fill it out and drop it in.
Apparently you can. So I guess really the only thing is you can't go in the visitor center, which doesn't matter to us.
A lot of people were wearing masks on the start of the trail, but they weren't by the end.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you can't social distance 6 feet when you're passing on a trail. It's not 6 feet wide.
Yeah.
But you're also passing for a split second, and no one ever, like, stopped or tried to talk to us or anything more than 6 feet apart, or 6 feet, within 6 feet of us, so.
Everyone was still very friendly and wanted to chat. You know, on the longer trail, how much further is it? How far have you gone? What does the terrain look like? So we'd just stand quite a ways apart and chat. Yeah.
Which really during hiking, no one probably wants to be within 6 feet of me anyway, so.
She's stinky.
You are too.
Oh, I'm stinkier.
So, works for us. I like that it's not as crowded. I assume this isn't as crowded. We've never been here before. But, These are the prairie dog fields that you pass on your way in and out. I don't see any at the moment, but when we were driving by earlier, driving in,
There's one.
We saw the, oh, there's a couple right behind those people. We saw some prairie dogs just right here. So that's pretty cool. Where? Oh yeah. Like right out there. Oh yeah, there's several out there. So seriously, like just driving by, we can see them without even slowing down. There's so many. So it's pretty neat. Oh, somebody's out there with dogs. I bet those prairie dogs do not end like that.
No, it's kind of rude to the prairie dogs. That's it's not good hiking etiquette.
I am not even kidding or being dramatic when I say we've seen at least 100 deer on this road, and we've only been on the road maybe 20 minutes. And seriously seen over 100 deer. One crossed the road right in front of us, but all the others wanted nothing to do with the road they were eating. Now we just see cattle. Still pretty views though. Now we are coming into Deadwood. This town is mainly known for Moriah Cemetery, where a lot of the Wild West famous people are buried. And the cemetery closed a couple hours ago before we got here. But we're gonna go down to Main Street and have some dinner. Right here is the 76 Museum that is on the top 8 things to do in Deadwood. And and Main Street is number 1, so we will see a little bit of that. One thing I was surprised about is their restaurant we're going to is actually open till 10, so right now it's after 8 p.m. Driving through, and there were some food options, so we're pretty excited. We're going to Deadwood Social Club, so we'll let you guys see what we're gonna have. This will be the first meal we're actually able to record in the restaurant, so you can join us. We devoured our salads. They were nothing special, so you didn't miss anything. You got a ribeye with asparagus.
Filet.
Oh, filet, right. With some giant asparagus. There's no zoom on this, that's just how big they are. How many ounces is the filet so we can put in 8, so you can picture how big those asparagus are. And then
they call that American fries.
Those are American fries apparently in South Dakota, Deadwood, South Dakota. And I got gluten-free shrimp scampi, which I know seafood in South Dakota when I'm from Houston is probably weird, but most places cannot do a gluten-free shrimp scampi, so I'm taking advantage. The Main Street of Deadwood is where we're at right now, and it is the #1 attraction of Deadwood. We just ate right there at the Social Club. Very good, highly recommend. And we were told the Big Dipper is really good as well. We are not able to eat there tonight. It's already closed, we got here so late, but it came highly recommended, so you should check it out.